I'm Stephanie Mendivi. I'm from Sid Rich College.
I'm Griffin Lee. I'm from Will Rice College.
Carter Thompson, B. Will Rice College.
I'm Kevin Riley from Weiss College.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Will Rice. Let's go for a little ride.
Will Rice has two very different lifestyles, the long haul style and the new dorm lounge style.
We both live in new dorms, so we don't experience long haul lifestyle firsthand.
New dorm's lifestyle is architecturally based.
Second floor is more academically based. Our RHA Chase tends to help everyone with their chemistry homework, so it is a big homework hotspot.
All the different floors of new dorm are very social, but third floor, my floor, tends to center our social life around alcohol. There are occasionally big parties held throughout the entire floor, like Screw Your Screw.
Everyone at Sid is extremely close to each other. At Sid, our life is different because there are 7 different floors you can live on. Even though we are one of the closest knit colleges, we form even closer friendships on our floors.
Weiss is mostly known to be one of the richest colleges, the host of NOD, and the college that acts very cliquish. We have some of the largest dorm rooms out of all of the colleges, with suites that consist of 2 bedrooms, a commons, and a bathroom. Weiss is very open and the structure isn't like any of the other colleges. Each floor isn't really more socially together since the rooms are spread out around the Aka Bowl instead of being in one hall together. 4th floor is known to be where all the parties are hosted, and the lower levels tend to be more quiet and away from the noise.
Responsibility is very different in college than it was in high school. You don't have anyone watching your every move like at home. You still have plenty of mentor figures at Rice, but of course it's nothing like having your parents around at home. In high school you didn't need to be self-reliable because you were forced to go to your commitments by authority figures and had a curfew you needed to obey. Time management is also something I found to be very different than what it was like in high school. In high school you had to go to school for the first 8 hours of the day and then have practice around that. Athletics in college is much different in that you shape your classes around practices. With practice being a lot more time constraining during the week, it is definitely more difficult to balance your time between school, practice, and personal recreation. Griffin will go into a little bit more depth about time management. Being in Houston is a lot different than my hometown, Austin. Along with the transition to college comes the transition to a completely new city. Kevin will also go into more depth with this as well. The transition from high school to college has also been great.
The transition for me from my small town of Oviedo was a little different coming here to Houston. Even though I lived about 20 minutes from the city of Orlando, I never really went downtown because there's not much to do except go to a Magic game. Here in Houston, there's multiple sports teams, there's plenty of restaurants to go to, and different small activities which are pretty accessible being just outside of Rice. Houston's a lot more spread out than Orlando too, since here there's downtown, midtown, and Galleria. Orlando is just one city area. Living on campus, we don't get dinner on Saturdays or breakfast on Sundays, so we have to venture outside of campus to find something, and that's always easy. I think the transition wasn't too hard with all the support they have here at Rice, especially with my fellows, advisors, and even other classmates to help. After a week, I knew I was going to love this place for the next 4 years.
Because all 4 of us are athletes, time management is very important to us. We have to learn to have self-discipline so that we can finish all the tasks that we have to do on a daily basis. Balancing practice, workouts, along with homework and studying is very difficult, but it can be done. At home, we had our parents who knew our schedule and could help us make sure that we did everything we needed to do on time. We cannot depend on others to tell us what we need to be doing. We had to figure that out on our own. However, we do have many resources here at Rice, such as academic advising, like Stephanie will talk about, that can help us if we need help. However, we are still in control of our own schedule. We need to be sure that we complete our tasks by ourselves. Self-discipline and time management is a huge key in our success.
There are resources for all kinds of things at Rice. Everywhere you turn, there are people waiting and willing to help you. One type of service that Rice offers that has helped me tremendously is academic advising. As an athlete, we have our own academic advisors, but I know the ones open to the rest of the student population are just the same. My advisor, Misha, has helped me so much in helping me plan my classes, give me advice about certain professors, and keep me on top of my grades. I think it's awesome that Rice offers so many resources in order for their students to succeed, because the faculty knows that Rice is a hard school, but there are so many people available to help make the transition a little less hard.
Relationships with roommates are very important. They're the person that you'll be living with all year, so you two must be on the same page on almost everything. I am lucky because my roommate is also a runner. We came into school already having talked to each other over the summer, and we both had the same schedule, so everything was virtually planned out ahead of time. Becoming best buds was pretty easy. However, not everyone is lucky as I am. They may have serious problems with their roommates. The only way and best way to fix a problem is to communicate. Communication is very important in all relationships and should be the core of solving problems.
Even though you're at college now, your parents will want to stay in your lives. Whether you're 1,000 miles away or you live a couple miles up the road, your parents will want to still have an intimate relationship with you. It is very important to reach a good balance of not relying on your parents too heavily and still making them happy. Being from Austin, I see my parents almost weekly. If it's because I'm coming home for the weekend or because my parents are in town for a football game, we make time to see each other. Parents need you to communicate with them more than you need to communicate with them, especially if you're an only child or the youngest in your family. All parents really need is communication to keep a healthy relationship. Both Griffin and I are in long-distance relationships.
We have personally found that the key to a successful long-distance relationship is good communication, just like any other.
It takes a special connection to be able to survive the hardships of not being together in person daily, but it can be done.
Working together and understanding is essential too. Both people have to understand that they can't spend every moment talking or texting because they have to finish their commitments first.
Trust, in my opinion, is the center stone of a healthy relationship. Obviously, being apart makes it hard to know what the other person is always doing. This can lead to jealousy and fights. Having good communication and trust in your partner will be the building blocks to a healthy long-distance relationship.
Carter and I have become really good friends in just 3 months.
Back in Oviedo, not too many people knew about Rice, except for the students who were ranked highest in our class, and they were all really excited for me because they knew it was an awesome opportunity. I've always felt like some of the kids that were really smart at my school kind of thought that I only got into Rice because of golf, even though I'd always gotten good grades throughout my 4 years there. I always get questions like, isn't Rice a really smart school? Are there any good-looking girls there? Do you eat lots of rice at Rice? People also consider Rice students to be filthy rich kids too, since it's $50,000 a year to get here. Students from Houston and HBU don't like Rice kids because they feel like we are spoiled and think we're smarter than them, which we are. Coming into Rice, I didn't think that I would make so many friends so quickly, but I met so many people during O Week and it was pretty easy. I was also expecting cafeteria food to be kinda gross, but I think we get fed pretty well and I actually like servery food. I've really learned a lot more about Rice since I've been here.
My family is very important to me. My goal in life is to be able to support a family. I hope to have a career where I can love my job but also spend as much time with my family as possible.
One of my biggest values in life is happiness. Coming to college has made me realize that I shouldn't do things based on what I thought I should do in high school or what I think needs to be done, but I should instead do things that, looking back on it later in life, will make me happy.
Religion was a really big part of my life before coming to Rice. Rice has opened a lot of doors about this part of my life. I never thought Rice would be a very religious school, but I have learned so much about my religion and many others as well.
My value is hard work. I'm always trying to do my best in everything that I do, whether it's on or off the course. And since I've been here at Rice, it's only reinforced that working hard can overcome almost everything. I've become a better golfer, a better person, and working hard in the classroom will help me get the degree that I want.
I think one of the biggest things that you should remember throughout your freshman year is to keep your options open. Even if you've grown up thinking you are destined for one career or one major, it is important to explore new things. I thought I was destined to be a pharmacist and planned on majoring in biochemistry. Right now, though, I'm really enjoying my psychology class and thinking about pursuing it a little more, maybe even switching my major. I'm still going to take the pre-med route in case I still want to try pharmacy, but what's important is I'm opening my eyes to things that make me happy, which is one of my core values. At Rice, you don't have to declare your major until your sophomore year, so I think it's valuable to use that time to your full advantage.
If I could go back to my freshman year, I would worry less about my future and spend more time in the classroom.
Okay, what I would tell freshmen coming into Rice is that embrace the fact that you're not a grown-up yet and that you can still get away with being a kid. Know that professors aren't the bad guy, your masters aren't the bad guy, associates aren't the bad guy. Like, ask them for help. You're not expected to know everything yet, and don't be afraid to just ask. Like, there's so many resources here, and there's just so much knowledge that you didn't know even existed.
If I was looking back, I would want to devote myself to a few things and do them well rather than to take on too much. At the same time, I think that encouraging open-mindedness and encouraging trying out new things is definitely something I'd recommend, because you never really know where it is that you're going to find that passion or interest. So I would encourage that as well.
My favorite part of freshman year was living by myself for the first time, having a roommate, getting to make decisions without my parents around to help me make them.
So what I wish I had known as a freshman, and what I would like all of my freshmen to know, is it's really important to have a healthy lifestyle. That you'll be much more successful academically, you'll be more successful socially, you'll get more out of your university experience if you maintain a healthy lifestyle. That means getting enough sleep, that means eating reasonable foods, making sure that you're eating the right kinds of foods. It means engaging in kinds of behavior that are not self-destructive. Don't drink too much, don't engage in other kinds of activities, because when you're well rested, you'll have more fun, and you'll study harder, you'll do better on your exams, and you'll get the most out of the Rice experience.
There we go.
Recording.
It is?
Yes. This is bloopers.
Perfect.
Go.
Go.
Nailed it.
My hand was really awkward at the end. My eyes look so hazy. I did so well up to that
Yeah,
point.
you're doing a good job. Is that your phone? My goal in life is to have a career where I can have... Take two. I hope to have a job. Damn it,
You're videotaping right now, aren't you?
Yes. Is that
You can
good?
like see. No, I'm not.
Hey.
Dang it.